Hi, my name is Velvet Curse and welcome to Let's Play Niche Survivors Cove Tribe. Last time we moved to a new island which was much bigger than the previous one, and we started to expand our little tribe into more and more creatures. We had twins born, we had beautiful little Byron born who has given us some new colours and markings, and we were working on breeding some of our pairs a little bit more to get new babies into the tribe. What I would like to try and do this episode is move out towards this tree a little bit more so that we can get more food from there, and this tree a little bit more if possible, just so that we can split the tribe up a little bit and take possibly different families in different directions, and also in case the drought continues too much longer and we actually start to run out of the berries. So we ended the last video with Little Desert still pregnant, so I'd like to skip the day now and let her have her baby and see what that will look like. Oh wow, he is absolutely gorgeous, look at him. Okay, so we have what's actually happened here is he has the brown fur coming from the moss brown fur and the red brown fur, but then all of the white on top is actually coming from his markings because he has two white patterns. So he has two nimble fingers, he has the long nose and the big ears. He still carries the short-sighted eyes, so it looks like it's going to be quite difficult to breed that out of our family entirely, but I'm sure we'll manage eventually. He also still has the spiky body, which I would prefer it if he didn't have, but we'll deal with that. So we need to give him a new name. He has completely different markings than I've ever seen before. Let's see, what does he remind me of? He kind of reminds me of light and shade on a forest floor, perhaps. I'm not really sure, but I think I'll call him Bracken. Let's have a look at his little spikes on the back of his body are actually light grey. Those big ears look adorable on him, especially with him being so small. Okay. So that was Desert's new baby, and we do of course still have Duchess here pregnant, so if we could have Byron just pop out of the nest over here this way so that we can pop her into the nest. So if we jump her over here and collect the berries once with her and pop her into the nest, and she'll be able to have her baby next turn. Now of course we were having Dottie move out and search a little bit more, so I might have her make a camp under this tree over here, and we can decide on some other creatures to follow her because I don't want to leave her all by herself. So if she starts making her way this way so that we can light up a bit more of the grass around this tree and see what's out there, and we can have Flame collect the berries that he jumped across to get last time, and then we can have him clear that grass there. So I would still like Maya and Adrian to breed another time. Of course Desert won't be having any more children now because her mate sadly passed away, so we'll turn her dot back to green, and then her baby is protected by his older brothers. So if we move her up this way so that she can clear a path towards this other tree that we found up here somewhere, yeah, that is in the right direction. And then we can have Sierra, who has a couple of days before she grows up, but she can start coming out here to help in this direction as well. Now what I did notice is that Sierra and little Byron have compatible genes. No they don't, it must have been one of the other boys. Oh, it was Sierra and Mountain, sorry. Sierra and Mountain have compatible genes. So I would like them to be mates. So what I will do is change both of their first gems orange so that we know they're mated, and he can move up here towards his new mate because when he was born she was hanging around, and I'm sure that they had a little time to have a chat and get to know each other. So they might start liking each other, become friends, follow each other up to the tree up there to gain some new territory. So we can have Adrian move up here to gather these berries, so we're getting a little bit more food back into the tribe, and then his mate Maya can come up here with him, follow him, and then also breed with him so that she is pregnant again. And then I think what we'll do is send Kiro the opposite way to his brother and come over here with Dottie to see what they can find over here. Now that's all of our turns for this day, so we'll have a look now at Duchess's new baby. He looks like he's been blessed by a sun god or something. He's all orange and yellow, and apparently he even has the brown eyes, which makes him look even more orangey than he would if he had the black eyes. So he actually carries the poison fangs. He does not have the spiky body, which is nice. Unfortunately, he has haemophilia, but there's not very much more that we can do about that at the moment, because we haven't been able to unlock the normal blood clotting gene. So if we change his name, we can change his name to Sunshine. Sounds too much like a female name. Perhaps we can change his name to Cinder, because he does look as if he's on fire, so that might work. So if we change his name to Cinder, and then his mother can just hop one tile out of the nest so that she can collect these berries for us, so that we're getting more food. And then Bracken can just hop down here next to Byron so that he is still protected and he's not been left by himself. And then we can move back over here a little bit. So Dottie can continue her exploration, come up around here and clear out some of this grass, and Kiro can help her do that. Oh, let's have a look. So this is actually a new wandering creature that we've found. Izisko, I believe her name is. So she's bringing new genes into the pack. Unfortunately, she has the deformed paw, and I don't think she doesn't actually carry any immunity genes that we don't already have, but she does carry a different combination. She, I believe, is the first creature that we've seen with what is called the spit snout. Oh, it's the derp snout now, sorry, it used to be called the spit snout. So she has the derp snout, which actually gives her a +2 in smelling and isn't any different really than the short snout. It just looks a little bit less appealing, but it doesn't actually do any harm. So we'll have Kiro stay there under the tree with Dottie, and then we might have Maya invite our new friend into our tribe, and then Maya can actually, she can make it all the way over there in one turn. So she picks up the grass to uncover our new friend and then jumps down here into the nest so that she can have her baby. And then let's have a look what she actually has. So we know she's got the deformed paw, but she does have nimble fingers. So we need to get rid of the deformed paw. She's got good eyes, which is good for us. She has different colours, different patterns. So if we pop one of the nimble fingers into her slot to try and get rid of that deformed paw, and then we can just do something cosmetic with her other than that. So if we give her the orange eyes, just to see if we can bring that out. She has G and B. So if we have a look, if we can find any one of our little males that does not have a mate, that does not have G or B. So if we check Kiro, he has G, so he can't breed to her. If we check Byron, also has G. We have a mate for Mountain already. Bracken has A and B, so he can't breed to her because of his B gene. And Cinder actually has Star and A, but of course he was only just born, and she only has 8 days left to live, so it might be asking a little bit much to leave her until he grows up. She wouldn't be able to have very many children and get the new genes into the tribe. So maybe what we might actually do is breed her to one of the males that already has a mate, because obviously it doesn't matter how many times we breed our males. So maybe Flame would be good because he has home island immunity, and he also has eye gene, which he hasn't really managed to pass on very much thus far, if at all. I don't think any of the babies actually have the eye gene. So it might be good if we bring her down here towards Flame, and he can actually breed with her. Oh, the breeding failed. Does one of them have bad fertility? No, not really. They both got normal fertility, so it must have just been a fluke that they didn't breed. So Isisco can actually make her own nest, because we've collected quite a lot of grass now, and I don't want all of the babies being born in exactly the same place. So she can make a nest there so that she can have her baby right next to Flame, and he can pick up the rest of his berries. So we can have Adrian pick up the rest of these berries, clear a little bit more grass, and there's another berry bush there, so that'll give us more food. That's really good. And then we can have these guys carry on making their way up here to this tree, but at the same time I would like them to get some of those berries. So if we move Desert all the way up here so that she's right next to the tree, and then she can have a sniff and a listen around the tree so that we know what's there. So we've got bunnies and moles and some roots, but luckily enough there doesn't seem to be any predators. So if we move Sierra up so that she can clear some of the grass out, and then we can have Mountain clear the grass out there and pick up those berries. And then Byron can come down here so that he's still protecting the new little baby and clear out the grass so that we can actually see what's going on. And that's all of our energy for this day. So we can skip the day and see what Maya's new baby is going to look like. Oh, it's a little girl, and she's got bright red fur with white markings. It looks like she carries the poison fangs, which is really good. She doesn't have any short-sighted eyes in her genes, so that's good as well. She does unfortunately have the infertility, but we can deal with that a bit later on. We're not too worried about that at the moment because it's only one of her genes. So she has F and B. I would like to try and find her a mate with the poison fangs in the recessive, if at all possible, because with them being recessive they're quite hard to breed out into our creatures. So obviously any babies that come from Adrian have to carry them, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll ever pass any on to their children. So do we have any males that carry the poison fangs at all at the moment? So Byron does, but he has F and G and she has F and B, so that's no good. Cinder does, and he has A and Star. So we will actually breed Cinder to our new little baby who we need to give a name to. So I believe I am going to call her Bubbles, because it looks like she has bubbles across her red fur. So we will call her Bubbles. She can be Cinder's mate for the future, and then I would also like it if Maya could come back and breed with Adrian again, because I do want those poison fangs to pass on as many times as possible. So since Cinder's going to be her mate, I'll move him down, and then Maya can protect both of them, and then Bracken can protect both of them, so that Maya can move back up here and breed with Adrian. And then if we have Duchess move out of the way a little bit so that she can't actually make it back to this nest, which is quite surprising, but she can come down here so that she can go into the nest the next time, and Duchess can pick up these berries and try to dig up this root. Okay, so we're not going to move Bracken this turn because he's going to sit there and look after the babies just in case there are any bluebirds in the sky or any predators pop out or anything like that. but I would like Byron to come across here and start clearing out some of this grass so that we can actually see what's in this area. And then we will have Adrian actually pick up this grass so that if he moves we can still see that this berry bush is here. Then he can start picking the berries from the berry bush. And then of course we had Isisco's baby born as well, who also has the derp snout, but he does carry the poison fangs and he does carry the eye gene, so he's actually going to be really useful to us. So if we just have her move across here, and she's actually found another nest. So there's another nest here that we can actually use to have her have more babies. So we will have Flame pick up his berries from over here, and then he can move up one so that he can actually be between these two berry bushes so that he can get these berries as well. And then we can have Kiro actually has 2 runner legs, so he's going to find it very difficult to pick up the nuts on the ground. So I will just move him round so that he can start clearing out the grass, and then instead Dottie can pick up the nuts on the ground for us and hit the tree so that more nuts fall down. And then if we move up to our little creatures who are moving up this way a little bit more, Sierra is now fully grown and she can move across and clear some of this grass out for us so that we can actually see further around the tree, as can Desert. And then we can have Mountain hop this way just a little bit but stay there so that he can pick up these berries for us. So I believe that is all of our turns now this day, apart from Bracken, who, as we said, we're leaving there to mind the babies. So we're not going to have another baby born on this turn, so we'll just skip the day. And we have rain, which is really nice because that will mean that all of our berries will start to grow back again. So we have a mole up here who we might be able to get. Adrian's not going to be able to get all the way over there in one turn. So what we will do is jump Maya down here, have her pick up some of these berries and then jump her into the nest, because that gets the mole to turn a little bit more. And then we can have Bracken move up here and clear this grass out so that Adrian has a clearer path. And then he can actually come down here and swipe at this mole. But we are starting to do a little bit of hunting. And then Byron can move over and clear out this grass so that we know this berry bush is here, which I didn't know was there. And then Duchess can pick up more of her berries. So I would like Duchess to have another baby with Flame very shortly, but oh, there's another berry bush in this grass as well. We did know about that, but obviously the grass grew back because of the rain. So we have left this little baby here who we didn't actually give a name to, so we need to do that. So it's one of our new little boys, and we shall call him Sparky, I think. So Sparky can move out of the nest a little bit closer to his mother, and she only has 6 days left to live. So I would actually like her to breed to Flame again right now, just so that she can have more babies before she passes away. So it worked first time this time, so we can jump her down into this nest so that she can have another baby. And then Flame can pick up his berries from these bushes that the rain has knocked down. And Dottie can pick up the nuts that she herself knocked down and clear out a bit more of this grass. And then Kiro can actually clear out more grass from the surrounding area so that we don't get any surprises with carnivores popping out of the grass, hopefully. And we've got a lot of bunnies around, so we've got a berry bush up here that this one's eating from, berry bush up here that this one's eating from, so we might have to uncover all of that shortly so that we can start picking up those berries and the bunnies won't eat all of them. So if we have Cinder, just for now, can come up here so that he can pick some of these berries for us, and then his little mate Bubbles can just jump out of the nest in case we need to use it. And then she can follow him up there in a turn's time so that we know where all of them are. So we do have, they have got at least 1 gem each now, so if we allow them to be blue gems so that we know that they are a mated pair. And then we obviously had our new mated pair up here of Mountain and Sierra, and they have both grown up now, but what I would like to do is clear a little bit more of this grass out so that we have somewhere safe to put a nest before we actually breed them. So if we start doing that so that we're aware of where everything is and we can see more of the surrounding area, and then we'll start allowing them to have babies. But we do have to keep an eye on the food situation, so if we have Mountain pick up these berries, there must be a bunny somewhere around here because it's only just rained and this berry bush is now picked clean, so we must have a bunny infestation somewhere. And then we can have Desert move out a little bit more so that we can peek into this grass up here and see what's going on. Now that is all of our turns used for the day. So if we zoom in on Maya so that we can see her little baby when it's born. And we have another beautiful little marked baby. So she again carries the poison fangs, which is really good. She has both different types of paw. She again carries the infertility, which is unfortunately coming off Maya, but again there's not a lot that we can do about that. So her name is Scylla, which I actually quite like because it sounds a little bit like Maya, so I think I'm going to leave her name as it is. She does not carry the short-sighted eyes, so we don't have to worry about that. So if we have a look back over here, because obviously Isisco has had a baby as well, and oh, that's another beautiful little marked baby. So let's have a look at what she has. She has 2 nimble fingers. She has the eye gene again, which is really good because that's what we're trying to pass on from Flame, of course. So she needs a name. So she actually kind of reminds me a little bit of her with her big ears and her little nimble fingers sat up like that, so I think I'll just call her Hare. Okay, so we've got 2 beautiful little babies from our newest member. I think what I will do is breed her just one more time with Flame so that we have quite a few children from them. But what I would also like to do, because Flame's getting old as well, he only has 2 days left to live, is breed Duchess to him again so that they can actually have another baby, and he can have a baby with his proper mate rather than just a random female. So that actually didn't work, so we'll use his turns to breed with her. And now they have bred, so he can pick up some of these berries for us, and then we can actually have Sparky, now that he's a little bit older, move round to this berry bush so that he can start collecting from that and helping Flame pick up some of these berries. And then we can have Dottie pick up her nuts so that they're all picked up from the surrounding area, push the tree and pick up some more. And then I would like to have Kiro step round here a little bit further, and I believe he found a berry bush down there that we can't actually see because all this grass is in the way, but it is there, so we'll have to try and remember that to keep an eye on it. And then of course we wanted Bubbles to jump up here next to her future mate, and we'll have her uncover this berry bush so that we actually know it's there. We'll have Cinder sit between the 2 berry bushes so that he can start collecting from them. And Adrian can pick up the mole meat that he had from last time. and then we might have Maya jump back up to here and breed with him again and jump into this nest so that they can have another baby. Now if we can have Desert come down here and clear a little bit more of this grass for us, and then what I might do is have Sierra jump up here, and then Mountain can go next to her. Now before I breed them I want to check that the mutation menus are set up. So we know that Mountain has the short-sighted eyes, so he needs the normal eyes, which he already has, and he has white fur. And then Sierra already has her genes as well, so that's not an issue. So if we have her breed with him and pop a nest down, because as far as we've found so far there are no nests in this area, so they are going to have to create their own. And then we can have Mountain pick up some of these berries, and we can have Adrian remove some of this grass out from here, and then Bracken can start helping him do that by removing some of this grass as well. So we are getting a little bit more territory now. We do still need to uncover a lot of ground, but we can start uncovering the territory around the two trees so that we have different groups that have split off from each other and may possibly start taking different paths. And then we can have Byron, who is now fully grown, hop down here and clear out some of this grass for us. And I would really like to find him a mate, so we need to start looking to see if any of the new baby girls that have been born are actually suitable for him. So he has the F and the G gene, and I would really like, if possible, to have a baby with the poison fangs. So she has F and G as well, of course, because she's his sister. But we have her down here that has B and I. She does not have the poison fangs, unfortunately, but she is compatible with him. So Dottie actually has A and G, so he had F and G, so they're not compatible. So it does look as if it is going to actually be her that he might breed with. So we'll start having him make his way over this way so that he can join up with this group around this tree and start helping them out shortly. But for now it looks as if we have used all of our energy for this day, so we will skip one more time and have a look at the new babies that are going to be born. So we have Maya's baby here, amazingly has ram horns, which is really good because they will give a +1 in strength, so that we can start getting more strength into some of our creatures. So that is a little boy with our ram horns, and he does carry poison fangs. He unfortunately has the haemophilia, so if he were to get injured while he was helping out our tribe fighting, that would make him bleed a lot more. So we do need to breed that haemophilia out as soon as we're able to, but if we have a look in the mutation menu, the normal blood clotting, we require 10 generations to do that, so we do just have to keep breeding our creatures until we have that available to us. So we really would like, again, the claw to come into effect, so we need to start hunting a little bit more. The only problem with that is we don't have many creatures that can actually injure the bunnies, so it's not getting us any food to be able to do the hunting. We have now unlocked the big nose for the +3 smelling, so that's good for us. Now what I would like to do with his mutation menu is he, I can see, has the 2 runner legs, which is fine, it'll make him very fast, but I would like to just pop the nimble fingers into his mutation menu so that he can hopefully mutate that onto some of his babies so that they don't all just have the runner legs. And then the ram horns we have not unlocked, unfortunately, because we need to perform 50 attacks with that, so we just have to hope that he passes that on to his babies. So we might just pop the mask into his mutation menu. And then we have another little baby born down here to Azizco, who actually has the poison fangs in his recessive again. he also has the eye gene, so we've passed the eye gene on quite a lot of times, so that's really good. So if we pop the normal eyes into one of his mutation slots, he actually has the 2 nimble fingers, so he'll be really good for helping us collect the nuts and the berries and the shells as well, if we actually find any shells on the shore. So we might want to send a little group down to the shore and start having them look around and see if we can have some shells. He doesn't have really any other issues at all, so we'll just again pop something in. Let's try the violet eyes again. So we need to give our new babies names. So his name, I believe, can be let's see. I think I'll call him Autumn because he's got the lovely brown colour of the autumn leaves, so he can be called Autumn. And our new little ram horn baby, I think I will call Thunder. He's also a very fluffy baby. All that fluff comes from his big body, which would give him cold resistance should we ever get to somewhere that was really cold. Oh, and then I forgot we have a new generation up here because Sierra has had her first baby, which is a little girl. So she has the fishing tail, she has the nimble fingers, she carries the poison fangs in her recessive, she has the big body. So she actually might be quite good to go down onto the shore and see if she can find any shells. She again does carry the short-sighted eyes in her recessive, so if we just pop the normal eyes into her mutation menu so that we don't forget to do that later on, and then I think I'll leave the other slot open with her just so that if we unlock anything shortly we'll be able to give her something new. And then I think I will call her, since she has the fishing tail and she might be the one to go down to the river and have a look to see if she can find any fish or shells or anything like that, I think I'll call her River. So we can have Desert pick up these nuts and clear the grass, and I believe that did unlock us some new genes, so let's just have a look in the mutation menu and see what we unlocked. So we have actually unlocked the Cracker Jaw. Now the Cracker Jaw is a way that we can pick up shells and nuts and things like that without actually having the nimble fingers, so that gives us the option to have perhaps 2 claws or something like that on one of our creatures in the future without having to have the nimble fingers to collect any food. And I believe the other one that we also unlocked was the normal fertility, so now if we have a baby born with the no fertility we'll be able to use the normal fertility to get that completely out of the creature's lines, hopefully. So we can then continue with Desert, come round here. She actually has 7 days left, so she's going to be available to us for a little bit longer. So we can have Sierra pick up the grass around the nest so that we don't have any nasty surprises directly behind any of our babies. And we can have Mountain pick up the berries from there. And I still believe we've got a bunny in the area, so if we start to clear out some of the grass around here so that we can actually see what's scampering about behind us. Byron can clear out this so that he can get to this berry bush and pick this up, and of course this bunny has been eating some of the berries from this bush, so we might have to hunt that in a little while. And then Bracken can clear out some of this grass here so that he can move up a little bit, and we'll have Bubbles pick up as many berries as she possibly can, and then her mate Cinder pick up the rest of the berries off this bush for us. And Adrian only has 2 days remaining on his life, so what I would like to do is pop little Scylla out of the nest next to this bush, and then move Maya, his mate, up here to breed with him one final time. And that didn't work, so we'll have Adrian use one of his turns, and then she can pop back into this nest for the final baby. Now I believe Izisco has provided us with quite a lot of babies, so I will just have her jump up here and pick from this berry bush so that she can provide us with a little bit more food. And as we said last time, we have Duchess has bred with her mate Flame one final time, so if we have her hop out of the nest and Duchess hop into the nest, she can actually clear some of the grass around the nest as well as staying on the nest so that she's there to have her baby. And then Flame on his very final day can pick up all of the berries from this bush and provide for his family. Even though he'll never see this new baby born, he has provided some food for the baby so that it definitely won't go hungry. And we will have Sparky pick up some of the nuts around here, and then Dottie can actually move out a little bit more and uncover some more of the area so that we can actually see what's in our territory. And we can have Kiro move round. Of course he can't go this way because this boulder's in the way, which is inconvenient, but we don't have a creature strong enough to smash it. And he can't go this way because this berry bush is in the way, which we can't actually see properly. So if he comes down round here and is able to clear a lot of the grass out of the way, then we should be able to see the area a lot better. So we just have Adrian's turns available to us now. I'm actually wondering if he should camouflage himself in some of this grass and see if he can actually find any of the bunnies available to us. So there's one bunny over here between these two berry bushes, but he's not going to be able to get that. So that's all of our energy for this day. So if we come down here just to have a look at what Duchess's baby is going to look like, and it is a little girl. She has got the poison fangs and the big ears and 2 nimble fingers, which actually makes her kind of look like a little bat, if you ask me. But that's brilliant that we've managed to breed the poison fangs onto one of the daughters, so we might be able to get a mate with the poison fangs in the recessive for this little girl and breed more poison fangs out onto our creatures in the future. So we need a name for our little girl, and let's see, since she looks like a little bat, I'm actually going to call her Echo, because I think that's quite a fitting name for her. And then we had another baby born to Maya down here, who does carry again the poison fangs in his recessive genes. Unfortunately does carry the infertility, but we did unlock normal fertility now, so we can actually combat that by popping the normal fertility into one of his mutation slots. So we need a name for him. And what should we call him? Now, one of my viewers actually suggested that they would like one of Adrian's babies to be called Paul, so he can actually be called Paul. And then we can have his mother move this grass out of the way for us so that we can actually see, and then she can pop between the 2 nests so that she's guarding both of the babies here. And then we can have Scylla pick up some of the berries from this bush, because of course we've got a lot more creatures now. We've actually got 21 in our tribe, so that means that we need a lot more food per turn. So unfortunately our flame passed away as we knew he was going to, so if we have her move up and take his place to collect from these berry bushes, and then Duchess can just hop one space out of the nest and pick up some of this grass for us so that we can actually see further. Now right next to Kiro we have a bunny. Now of course he has 2 runner legs, which doesn't give him any attack, but he actually has the big body which does give him 2 attacks, so the bunny has made a mistake there. We can pick up that meat from our bunny. And then we can have Sparky pick up the nuts that have fallen from the tree and help her pick up some of the berries from here. And Dottie unfortunately has the lean body, so it doesn't actually give her any strength at all, so she isn't going to be able to do anything to this bunny up here that we can see, but she can chase it away by getting rid of some of the grass and moving up close to it. So we have Cinder between these 2 berry bushes, and he can collect from the berry bushes, and we have little Bubbles, who we are still waiting for her to grow up, and she can collect from that bush and move round so that she's between the 2 bushes and get rid of this grass. And this sounds like Tori has come to say hi to our viewers again. And we can have Bracken pick up from this bush and then get rid of all of this grass around it so that we can see what's going on around here. And Adrian this is actually his final day, so he won't be having any more children, but he has provided quite a lot to our tribe. And what I believe he would like to do is actually move down here where all of his children were born and pass away peacefully right next to these nests, which he has basically made his home since we got to the new island, so he can stay there for his final day. Byron can pick up from this berry bush, and he again cannot actually do anything to the bunny, so we'll just move him up and use him to peek in some of this grass. And we can have Desert pick up some of the nuts that have fallen from the tree around here and then push the tree, which allows more to fall down. And then of course we have River up here, who is now old enough to move out of the nest. She can pop up here next to her mother, and her mother can come into the grass to get rid of all this grass around the nest, which makes everything a lot safer. And we can have Mountain remove some more of this grass from around this bush and then pick up from the bush so that the bunnies can't eat the berries while we're not watching. So we can have Thunder hop up here just so that this nest is free should anybody wish to use it, although we're not going to be using it this term. And then Isisco can come up here and help us clear some of this grass away. So we just have Autumn now, who I want to hop one step over here so that he is protected, sorry. We'll have a little look. Again, there is no bluebird in the sky, but we just need to keep an eye on that just in case it does appear, because it can pop up from nowhere. So I believe that's where we'll leave this episode, because it's becoming quite a long one. So again, if you would like to leave a comment with any names that you would like to see me call future generations of creatures, then please feel free to do so, because that would be very helpful. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more from Survivors Cove, please subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter, which is @VelvetCurse, for reminders when new videos will be uploaded. Thank you for watching, and farewell for now.